Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Wherever you are, welcome to today's Bible reading from 2 Corinthians 10, verse 9 to 18, continuing Paul's second letter to the Corinthians. Please read Joshua chapter 9 from verse 1 to chapter 10, verse 15, and Psalm 50 for yourself. Before we do that, let me go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, hallowed be your name. Let you be exalted in my life before anything else. Let me seek you first. Let me seek your word, living and active in me. For you are the vine, and I am the branch. Apart from you, I can do nothing. Through Jesus Christ I pray. Amen. 2 Corinthians 10. I'm going to start from verse 12 to 18. For we do not dare to classify or to compare ourselves with some who commend themselves, but they themselves, when they measure themselves by themselves and compare themselves with themselves, do not understand. But we will not boast beyond limits, but according to the measure of the assignment that God has assigned to us, as a measure to reach even as far as you. For we are not overextending ourselves as if we had not reached you, because we have reached you even as far as you with the gospel of Christ, not boasting beyond limits in the labors of others, but having hope that as your faith is growing to be enlarged greatly by you according to our assignment, so that we may proclaim the gospel in the regions that lie beyond you, and not boast in the things accomplished in the area assigned to someone else. But the one who boasts, let him boast in the Lord, for it is not the one commending himself who is approved, but the one whom the Lord commends. Amen. And it's not ourselves, but the Lord. Comparing our gifts to those of the person sitting in the next cubicle or pew is dangerous work. Judging ourselves by this standard denigrates or inflates the gifts we've been given, leading to either ungratefulness or pride. Because the assessment method is faulty, we will always miss the mark of success, even if we are successful. Paul had been called by God to minister to the Gentiles. When others in the Gentile community questioned his authority, Paul boldly defended his calling. He also pointed out the measure by which these leaders judged their gifts, each other. They were undermining Paul's authority based on his lack of verbal abilities. Paul was undeterred by this because he knew his calling. But we will not boast beyond limits, but according to the measure of the assignment that God has assigned to us. If we judge our gifts and calling by comparison, we serve the idol of our own pride. But this doesn't mean we should take them for granted. Instead, we are called to live for God. The one who boasts, let him boast in the Lord. Thankfulness is the first step to using our gifts for God's glory. In Psalm 50, the psalmist acknowledges that everything is from God, a reason to sacrifice our own pride. God says, "The world and its fullness are mine." But he does delight in the sacrifice of a thankful heart. Offer to God a thank offering, and pay your vows to the Most High. We'll always come up short if we judge by comparison. There will be someone who is smarter or more gifted than we are. But by thanking God for our gifts and for others' gifts, and asking Him for guidance in developing them, we can use them appropriately, not for our own gain, but to further His kingdom. Are you judging your gifts by comparison? How can you judge your life in the light of God's purpose?